Hello everyone, how's it going? Welcome to another video here on the channel. Remember to like, sub, all that stuff. I'm trying to get this channel monetized. I just need 1,000 subs. So let's go from here. So Redfall. Redfall is one of the biggest flops of this year. It is entirely just a discounted version of Borderlands. And it doesn't the redeeming factor is that it has some cool elements. It's not an entire train wreck, but basically, the nail in the coffin is the game suffers from tremendous performance issues. It also has lackluster features, such as no drop in, drop out co op, despite the game being heavily marketed as a co op game. I go through this in my rant for the game, which should be up, but overall, it is a huge flop, and a lot of people are not happy. Now, the argument is that Bethesda is still independent, and ZeniMax Media, who is the parent company for Bethesda. I think a lot of people are mishearing the quote that when Phil Spencer said that he will allow the companies that they've absorbed into Xbox Game Studios to remain semi-independent, when in reality they are under the Xbox umbrella, and Phil Spencer and Matt Booty are responsible for these companies' products. So this comes from Next Level Gaming, Mike Mullis, and I think he stated it best. Let's clarify something being said that's simply not true, that Bethesda ZeniMax is independent and not really part of Xbox. Yes, they 100% are. It is right on the Xbox Game Studios side, which means Matt Booty and Phil Spencer are responsible for the oversight at Bethesda. This is why Xbox and Phil are taking flack for Redfall. At the end of the day, and 7.5 billion later, the buck stops with Phil and what games come out of Xbox first party and their quality. And if that's hands off, then Satya Nadella needs to have a sit down with Phil. I get wanting to give their team some operational independence to make the games they want and to develop them unencumbered, but Xbox Game Studio is the logo that comes at the beginning of the game, and therefore the QA needs to come from there. Last tweet is telling Phil Spencer has done a lot of talking on behalf of Bethesda, and he is one that introduced Redfall on stage. Yet no word from him or anyone about the issues that need to be addressed that are all over the internet, not one word. So, yeah, it hasn't been pleasant for Phil Spencer. A lot of people are asking what he's doing. He will be on Kind of Funny yesterday for the Xcast, so no doubt about it, it has to be asked, like, what the hell is going on, because it's absolutely right. Like, the QA is at Xbox. They need to look at this game. Like, Phil Spencer actively plays the games, so he should know, like, hey, this game is not up for standards. The only argument I could make for this game is that they knew they had a turd on their hand and they decided just throw it out there and we'll see how it performs. Sometimes it does happen. Like, you can't change a game 100%. Like, for example, Suicide Squad kills the Justice League. It gained major flack for the video that it showed of its gameplay, and it was delayed to next year. And the hope is that they're going to change the game. It's not going to change. It's still going to be the same game. Like, it's going to look just like Marvel's Avengers. It's not going to turn into Batman Arkham. It's going to be what we see. Likely they're just doing it for performance, and most likely to remove a lot of the microtransaction stuffs and battle passes that were leaking about the game, so they don't invest as much capital into the game to ensure that if does flop, that at least they come out with something in return. That's how I see it. But rightfully so that Phil needs to address this. So I also saw this. I don't know how true it is, but apparently Phil Spencer uninstalled the game after 37 minutes. I tried to look this up. I can't find it, but I mean, if he did uninstall the game, that's, just because he's part of Xbox doesn't mean that he needs to keep the game on his system. Maybe he need to keep space for something else. After all, it's his Xbox. I don't know. Yeah, it just doesn't seem that, I don't know. I just feel like this is a trivial objection. It doesn't really compound the arguments that we're having right now. Let's just say 3 minutes online. Phil Spencer hasn't tweeted since CMA blocked the deal. That's the UK blocking the Activision Blizzard deal. Microsoft showcased today. Did Sarah Bond? I mean, he's up. Interesting. I mean, just because it says he's online doesn't mean he's probably online. I know I'm giving the benefit of the doubt here, but he's president of a division of a multi-billion-dollar corporation. If he wants to log in for like 5 minutes, I don't see the big deal. But I'm not head of one of the biggest game divisions of all time. Now, I know a lot of people are like angry with Phil Spencer, and yeah, I'm kind of angry with him as well. I think the issue is that people are angry with him for the immediate problems that are happening now. Yes, there are a lot of immediate problems. Halo Infinite. Like, I like the campaign. I know a lot of people were limited, mixed on the campaign, but I liked it. I liked the idea that they showed Master Chief's human side that was only explored in the books. They gave him more of a, showcasing he's not just a soldier, he is human, he has feelings, and he cared for Cortana in his own way, but he is a soldier first, and he will do whatever is necessary to protect humanity. But the game flopped hard because they did not have post-launch content. 343 started bleeding staff members, Bonnie Ross, for example, and just people left in drove. Marty O'Donnell left. Like, it's just like chaos everywhere. The only Xbox franchise that I know is doing very well is Gears of War. Like, Gears 5, I know people are mixed on that too. I thought it was a really good game, even though it kind of repeated the same mistakes of Gears of War 2 with the whole cliffhanger ending and the terrible repeat boss fight, but overall it was decent enough. Yeah, it also launched broken. That's another thing. Gears 5 launched broken. Achievements were broken, single player was broken, multiplayer was broken, so no excuse there. I think the major issue is the fact that games are just launching with no QA. They're literally launching and saying, we'll fix it later. Just shove it out there, just like Jedi Survivor, and it's becoming more and more concerning. People are just not having it anymore. And with Starfield, yeah, that's the next big game that Bethesda is coming out with. They need to deliver, because let's face it, after Fallout 76, their reputation tanked. Like, they're seen as the meme company. Like, they're given huge amounts of budget, but they can't release a decent game. Like, Fallout 76, Wolfenstein Youngblood, and now Redfall. And next up is Starfield. Like, Starfield has been delayed multiple times. How long till this is delayed? And this is coming from Arcane Studios, who did Dishonored, Prey. Like, it breaks my heart. Prey is such an incredible game. Granted, it should have been named something else. It shouldn't have been named Prey. It should have been named, because people get confused with the original Prey and the new Prey. You literally have to Google that exact Prey game. But Prey and Dishonored are fantastic. But overall, I just think that a lot of people are literally hating on Phil Spencer a little too hard. Yeah, this tweet actually sums it up. Here's my reason why Xbox 360 was killing it. He was the reason why Xbox One survived. He made the Xbox Series S and X and brought 8 studios. He bought Bethesda. He's trying to buy Activision Blizzard. He's the reason Xbox is alive. Yeah, absolutely. Like, when the Xbox One launched, it was a train wreck. It was literally an entertainment box. It was garbage. No one was buying it. I went to Best Buy and GameStop to get a PlayStation 4 when it was so hard to get one of those. And yeah, literally they had rows of Xboxes. No one was buying it. He saved Xbox. He did. Like, there's no denying that. He's the one who brought it back. He put gamers first. But it's not excusing this behavior right now. Like, they definitely need to kill it. Even though Game Pass is an incredible service, I feel like it's turning into Netflix. And the idea of, like, it's just on Game Pass, whatever, no one cares. I think that's a really, really bad way to look at things, and it's going to create laziness among the community. Game Pass started off incredible. You have all access to these incredible games, but then you also have your Crackdown 3s, you have your Redfalls, and it's not going to look good. Like, yeah, it's more about Game Pass. It isn't about the Xbox console. It's about pushing these games. They don't want you to really buy the game. They want you to get the Game Pass service, because recurrent payment is more profitable than a single purchase. That's why microtransactions are so positive among big companies. It's recurrent payments that matter, not the one-time purchase. And overall, I just think the hate being thrown at Phil Spencer is a lot. And whether it's warranted or not is subjective, but I think it's unwarranted. Yeah, he took a few L's in the last few months, but let's hope that he can come back strong tomorrow. Maybe he might have some choice words. Granted, it's going to be in a cloud of PR statements. He's not going to say it for what it is, but I think that Xbox can come back for that. They just really have to nail the next game they release, because right now Redfall is dead on arrival, but we'll see how things go. Tell me what you think in the comments below. Like, subscribe, all that stuff. And I'll see you all next time. Signing out.